H won't be here.
This is enough.
Just enough. What are we? Audio or video?
I just turned.
Yes.
Yep.
All right,
And it's
fantastic.
rolling.
Well, this being the appointed time and place, this is the official public hearing of Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, 6:30 p.m., Council Chambers. Call this to order. Edie Grotman, DPW Management Assistant, please present.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. I'm here for the public hearing on behalf of Mr. Joe Churchill for his property located at Veterans and Stardust, also attached to Highway 36. Mr. Churchill is asking to annex 13 acres of land. His wishes for this property is to do a major subdivision in that area. This came through planning and zoning on May 21st. There, of course, was a public hearing as there is tonight. There was no objections to this annexation of the property. It was unanimously approved at planning and zoning. All of the public hearing notices went out to everyone within 185 feet of the property, and it was advertised in the paper as well. We have met with all city departments on this as well. We had a meeting citywide with police, fire, board of public works, central services as well, with the developers of it, so everyone is with what the wishes are for the city, and everyone's excited for another development to come in. Questions?
Questions? Pro Tem,
Yes. We're fine.
very good.
Can
And I would ask if there's any members of the public that wish to speak. We've received no correspondence electronically. Is that correct?
I haven't received anything.
And is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. That being the case, we'll go ahead and call this public hearing to a close. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now let's do it now. Thank you.
That's right.
Okay, once again, this being the time and place designated, this is official public hearing of Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, 6:45 PM, the council chambers of City Hall. I would call this to order. First item and only item, Edie Price, DPW Management Assistant. Have some more news for voluntary annexation.
I do. My next annexation will be for Mr. Kevin Willing. This property is located also on Stardust, but it is between Headlane and Clover Road, and is 1.2 acres. Mr. Willing's wishes will be to build 4 new single-family residents in this section of Stardust. All the public notices also went out to everyone within 185 feet. It was advertised in the paper as well. It was heard for a public hearing at Planning and Zoning on May 21st. There was nobody in objection to this public hearing as well for the annexation to occur. He also did present his minor subdivision at the Planning and Zoning as well, and it was unanimously approved at Planning and Zoning to move on to council this evening.
Okay. Good. Any questions? Mayor Pro Tem, you heard this before,
Yes.
obviously, and
Yes. Good.
planning and zoning is completely satisfied, is that correct? Very good.
There were a few things Mark Ross asked on the minor sub to be addressed before the final, but that's very common
Okay,
at the beginning stages, so.
very good. Well, and I'm looking, anyone from the public wish to comment for or against? And I see no one at this time. So therefore, if there's no further, we'll go ahead and call this public hearing to a close. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Yep, I was finishing typing.
What's that?
Okay, we on?
Yeah.
Should be good to go.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the mayor's agenda, official council agenda, Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, council chambers of City Hall, 7 p.m. I'd ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmembers Bowen,
Here.
Welch,
Here.
Beach, McCoy,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
Here.
Councilmember Cognall, and Mayor Hark.
Here. Okay, there being a quorum, I'd call the meeting to order. First, like a motion to excuse Councilman Beach, who could not attend this evening.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Council, before we address this evening's business, I know this is not official part of the agenda, but it's a prelude to our invocation this evening. I want to take a moment to express my condolences to the family of George Floyd. I pray this horrific incident that we've all witnessed throughout this country may serve as a catalyst for healing as we move forward and a continued opportunity for communication in the future. Take just a brief moment to reflect on that. Thank you very much. Councilperson Cogdell, would you lead us in the invocation this evening?
Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just humbly come before you this evening, Lord, with just so much going on, Lord, just so much hurt. Lord, I can only pray that you be watching over this community and this country, Lord, and all of those just afflicted by what's going on. Lord, we just ask that you would just blanket us, Lord, with wisdom. Lord, let each and every one of us be that change that every one of us know is so desperate. Father God, I ask that you bless every citizen, every community, all across this nation and across this world, that you just bring the healing, Lord, the knowledge, the wisdom, the communication, Lord, and the bravery that it's going to take to get us all past this. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Say, amen.
Chief of Police, lead us in the pledge. Council, at this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda as it was posted this Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion over the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Now I'm requesting a motion to approve the minutes of the regularly scheduled council meeting of May 19th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion over the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried. Now I'm asking for a motion to approve the payroll and claims of second half of May 2020.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion over payroll and claims? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Next item on the agenda is showing Michael Gaines with the Hannibal Arts Council. Clerk, is this something you may?
Wishes to be on the June 2nd agenda. I don't mind presenting on their behalf if it's council's pleasure.
Well, just in the chance, but I impose on this officer here to run downstairs, make sure no one's at the door thinking they can't get in, please.
Oh, and there's the
Saved by
doorbell.
the bell.
Once in a while, I'd get it right.
Take that crystal ball away from you.
Who knew? Standing there.
It's being different times, I always want to be sure we're as fair and given all the opportunities that we can. These restrictions on gatherings and stuff is difficult. We'll do our best. Well, only one, okay. Well, would you be able to present you?
I
Thanks on
certainly
this.
will. This is the 44th Hannibal Folklife Festival, and, presented by the Hannibal Arts Council, requesting to be held October 17th. They are requesting permission and approval to use the following: North Main Street from Broadway north to north. H&B closes their drive-through on Saturday morning to allow them full use of the 100 block of North Main. Even though they request use of the 400 block of North Main, they also work with the museum to keep their southernmost driveway open for pedestrian access and the northernmost drive to allow for motor coach and museum visitor access. They're requesting side streets Centerbird and Hill and alleys east and west of Main Street. Even though they do not fully utilize side streets in each direction, they request it in order to keep side street parking a safe distance from the festival area. They're also requesting use of the Main and Bird parking lot. This is used for many purposes, including the placement of dumpsters, portable toilets, and it's also used for the sale of alcohol by the Hannibal Arts Council, and they will obtain the proper paperwork for that. Also requesting the Old Planters parking lot, typically only using the front half of the parking lot. And this is for limited vendor parking and dumpster placement. Their grounds committee is requesting to block off the streets at 5 p.m. Friday night, and they will stay closed until 7 p.m. Sunday, pending council permission. No problems with the event, as long as they follow practices, and the certificate of insurance is on file. Staff.
You'd think after 44 years of doing this, they would have it down pretty well to an art
I think they do.
by the Arts Council, right?
Yes.
So is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's okay. Is that
Center Hill to alleys east, west of Main. So that should be good.
okay?
Oh,
Okay. According to the instructions in here, that's not an issue, is that correct?
that
The
is
way I'm
correct.
reading it. Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Next item on the agenda is Jason Craigbaum with the Hannibal Barbecue Festival. Council, before we commence here, obviously, most of you already know, I have a contractual agreement with Mr. Craigbaum as far as an employment agreement. Therefore, I will not be participating in discussion or any votes surrounded by his presentation this evening. Mr. Craigbaum, please proceed.
I'm just requesting, as of last year, for this year, July 17th and 18th, to put on the festival again and to have the decibels. Not that we ever exceeded or close last year, just to protect everybody's interest at it, to have it done ahead of time.
I see no problem with that request.
Make the motion to accept the request.
Second.
Just like to ask Chief Davis if there's any problems last year. The event.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'll abstain.
Councilmember Bowen,
Yes.
Councilmember Welch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
Councilmember Cogdell,
Yes.
and Mayor Hark.
Abstain.
Track. Okay, motion carries.
Carried. Mr. Craigbaum, thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is Dave Herner, President of the Hannibal Evening Kiwanis. El Presidente, huh?
Pass the torch.
Yeah. Oh, well. Welcome.
Dave, hi. How
Hi,
you
good to
doing?
see you guys. Thank you for letting me come in and talk to you for a little bit. I don't know that it's anything that requires an approval, but we thought as an organization that after 44 years of doing the Arts and Crafts Festival in the park, that if we were to cancel an event such as that out of respect for the city and out of the respect for the businesses in the city that will feel an impact from that, that we should at least be on the agenda to discuss it with you. At this time, as I sent, which thank you, Angel, for putting this in the packet.
You're welcome.
I sent out information to all of the media that we communicated with. I reached out to WGEM, KHQA, the Courier Post, Herald Whig. All of those except for Courier Post and Herald Whig have run some type of a story. Actually, no, I'm still waiting on WGEM, but I did do a FaceTime interview, which is always fun, with KHQA, and you tell them all of these reasons surrounding why, and they play one quick snippet of you saying one thing, and that's about the extent of it. And we did an on-radio interview with Harold on KHMO, and that went really well. So to get more into the meat and potatoes as to why is we have with COVID and with those concerns surrounding that and 6-foot distancing and the fact that this year we were going to have multiple food trucks at the park this year. We were going to have people coming from all over, not just the country, but all over the world. People come to this event. The concerns obviously were being able to maintain a certain level of social distancing and keeping people safe. As I'm sure you guys have done over your careers, one of the things that we look at is our best attempts at mitigating risk, and the risk of exposure when you have people from all over the world is so high. I reached out to the Marion County Health Department, spoke with both individuals, spoke with Frank and with Gene there, and I directly asked their opinion as to what we could do before we had a series of meetings as to deciding what we were going to do. Their recommendation was put it off till next year, just out of safety concerns, out of concerns of somebody traveling in from presumably even another country getting exposed to it, and then the contact tracing that would be necessary to track down all the individuals with whom that person came into contact with. So it was not, you can tell from the sound of my voice, it was not an easy decision. It wasn't one that we wanted to make. It wasn't one that I personally made. I'm not the king of Kiwanis. I'm president this year, so we had a vote. We have, out of our membership, 30 to 50 active members, depending on who's talking at the meeting, and out of them we have a significant number of them that are in the category of those that would have the highest levels of risk, older individuals. Sorry, Bill. So I had to ask two questions when we made this decision. One, do you think that we should continue the event? And two, if we did continue the event, will you be able to participate in the event? If the question was yes to the first one and no to the second one, it's a no to both, because we need all the participation. I'm sure you guys have been there. There's a lot of work going on in the park by the Hannibal Evening Kiwanis, and we love to do it. So it was heartbreaking decision, but it was something that we thought was in the best interest of the public, the community, and our club and individuals in the club as well. So with that, I'll stop talking. But if anybody does have any questions about anything, I'd be happy to address them as best I can.
Can you go ahead and speak about the raffle? Just
Yes.
so, because we are live and
Yeah, great. Yeah, we are going to continue the raffle, and I did put that in the minutes. We're going to continue to do the raffle, where we're going to do a drawing in the park. We're actually going to do multiple drawings in the park. There'll be 2 of them for $300, one at noon and one at 2 o'clock. And then the big drawing, which is either for a Chevy Sonic, Kawasaki Mule, or up to $15,000 in cash, we'll be doing that at 4 o'clock on July 5th. We are going to Facebook stream that drawing so that whoever wins will get to, celebrate. Hopefully they'll be there, but we'll be practicing all the social distancing necessary to keep everybody safe. But yeah, we're still selling the tickets. I brought some with me today, if anybody would be interested. So, but those are things when KHMO, it was actually KHQA did the interview. It was kind of misconstrued when I was on the screen as to what the money goes towards. Every year, the Hannibal Evening Kiwanis gives back. Last year, we gave $21,883 back to community organizations like Coats for Kids program, the HHS Key Club, College Scholarships, YMCA of Hannibal, just a long list of things. And the interviewer asked me, how much do you stand to lose? And I said, well, in the past years, we've given, over $22,000 back to the community every year. And so the news story led with, they're losing $22,000. Well, we'll still get some of that money through these other events, and we're still trying to work with the Hannibal High School to reschedule the Pancake Day event. I'd love to be able to have that event, and if those of you out there that have purchased tickets for Pancake Day event, they will work whenever we can reschedule it. And if we don't get it rescheduled this year, the tickets you purchased this year will work for next year as well. So I believe that we're truly doing everything we can to continue to move forward so that we can continue to have as much fundraising possibility as possible so we can give back to the community. We're all about kids in this community, and any way we can get those funds in so that we can continue to financially support the things that make kids' lives better here in Hannibal. So.
And how can citizens purchase tickets?
There's a few different ways. You can either reach out to, I've said this on the radio and it's scary to say it, but you could reach out to me directly at 573-406-4775, or you can contact us via our Facebook page and we'll coordinate with you. I just had 2 of those last night that we ended up selling tickets to. You can also go on our website and get information about it, or if you know that you'd like a $20 ticket or 3 for $50, you can actually send a check and with your name, address, and phone number to Kiwanis Club of Hannibal Foundation, which is at P.O. Box 567 here in Hannibal, Missouri. So there's a lot of different ways. If you see a Kiwanian out there running around, you see me shopping with my mask and gloves at Wally World, you're more than welcome to stop me and say, hey, I need a ticket. I want to support the kids. So thank you again for the opportunity to come. I just felt it was we just felt as an organization it was the right thing to do. I appreciate all the work over the last 44 years that you've allowed us to do, and not that I was around for all of it, but Bill was. So thank you for that. And are there any other questions?
I just want to say thanks for your time, Dave, Bill, for coming, and for all you guys do for the community. The Kiwanis have been a big part of the community and have worked well with organizations in the community, such as the JCs that I'm involved in, and we appreciate everything you do. So thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you to Amy. She came to the last 2 meetings. God bless her for coming to those meetings and for being my neighbor. God bless her for that. So, thank you.
Very good, Dave. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bill, you're teaching him well.
You're in now, Dave. You gotta do it.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, James Lemon, City Attorney.
Mayor, I've got two things under my name. The first is, as the council remembers, we had before us at the last council meeting a request from the Humane Society to take a look at Section 4-112. The concern they had was that section provides that no one may permit or cause a cat to run at large. They want to do a trap, neuter, and release program. I had thought that probably the simplest way to do that was just simply to accept such a program from that ordinance. That is what I have done in the proposed ordinance, and that's going to be Bill number 20-011 to follow. Anybody have any questions about that? All right, the second issue under my name is in regard to amending Chapter 2, Article Division 2, Section 2-331, and that's the utility service surcharge or transfer fee. Just real quickly, what that is, of course, any utility that does business inside the city limits of the city of Hannibal pays a franchise fee. In other words, they pay a percentage of their revenue into the city. The Board of Public Works is, of course, owned by the city, but the decision was made a long, long time ago. They should also pay a similar type fee. That's what the transfer fee is. Historically, it's been 5.5%. A few years ago, it was reduced to 5%. With the budget shortfalls, the decision has been made to propose to the council that it be raised back to the historical 5.5%, and that is Bill number 20-016 to follow, and I can answer any questions if anyone had any. That's it for me, Mayor.
Okay, very good. Next item on the agenda is Lisa Peck, our city manager.
Yes, we're requesting a revision to Chapter 7, Building and Building Regulations regarding building commission. The current language does not support the revocation of contractor's license by acts including disposal of demolition debris. The language that the attorney has come up with resolves these issues by providing a mechanism for such revocation. We did have an issue where there was some dumping demo that was outside of this jurisdiction and not have issue them or pull their contractor's permit and prevent them from getting contractor's permits in the future. And so if they're otherwise, it will be Bill 20.
Very good. Angela Zerboni, our city clerk.
Very much, Mayor, Council. I have one item this evening, and it is what we would consider a housekeeping item, destruction of records, which requires the city council approval. The Missouri Secretary of State actually oversees document retention for political subdivisions. And in your packet, I have Exhibit A9, which you see a listing of the documents that we're requesting for destruction. Sorry, allergies. And these items will be included in the minutes, the list of items known as Exhibit A9 to serve as a permanent record. And I'm just requesting permission to dispose of those accordingly, and staff will oversee the shredding and disposition of those that contain the confidential information. Anyone have any questions?
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
This isn't the first time we've done this, so. Okay. Next item on the agenda is Gail Bryant, Director of HCVB.
Mayor, City Council, I have one item. Tonight is about a licensing agreement for the use of our official Hannibal logo. We have been asked by Dutch Country General Store permission for them to use our logo on promotional items such as souvenirs. This is a 3-year agreement. It's 0.5% of 1%, 1/2 of 1%. I say correct, so that's it. Again, it's a 3-year, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
This is not an exclusivity.
I
type of thing.
didn't write it. I had a lot of help having it ghostwritten, but yes, I did create based on a draft that was provided to me by Corey that someone else had done. I did create it, and I do feel like it accomplishes allowing these folks to use our logo, but still allow us to keep control and allow you all to do a reasonable profit. So, without being burdensome on them. So, it's a nice step. I don't think anyone has ever requested us to use our logo before, certainly not as long as I've been city attorney. But obviously, they like to do things right, and they proposed it, and I think it'll be a good thing.
That's what I wanted.
Okay.
Okay, and that's resolution 2264-20 to follow. Any other questions for Gail while she's here?
Exciting time for you.
Okay, thank you, Gail. Next item on the agenda is Karen Burdick, Director of Finance. And you only have one item.
I do. Good evening, Mayor, Council. This too is a housekeeping item that comes up every year. We have our 3 bonds, our older bonds, that the principal and interest is due July 1. I make this by an ACH payment, so it will not be listed on your claims that we ask for you to approve each time. So the total amount for these payments will be $1,053,429. I'm going to make that on June 18th because the good thing is that our 2010 Build America bond will be paid off. That is the last payment. At that time when this bond was created, we had a reserve of $340,000 that we had to maintain to make that last payment. So once this payment is made, I have it invested in 2 CDs that will mature on June 12th and the other one on June 22nd. Then this will be refunded to us. So it's kind of a nice catch-up year, good year to do this. And so I will be making that early, and that bond will then be paid off. The only bond that is not listed on that second page is our 2018 bond, because that payment is in March and September and not July 1 when we're right at the end of our fiscal year. So I ask for your voice vote, to allow me to make this payment.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Next item on the agenda is Edie Groutman, DPW Management Assistant. You have a couple of items, but we know of a few.
That's right. I have 4 items. First 2 I'll go through very quickly since I was already up here for them. The first one is the annexation of Mr. Churchill's property at Stardust and Veterans. It's the 13-acre tract that we discussed at the 6th public. Any additional questions other than what I mentioned earlier?
And that'll be bill number 20-014 to follow. Your next item.
My next one is the Willing annexation also on Stardust between Head Lane and Clover, the 1.2 acre tract. Also an annexation for 4 new single-family residents. Any additional questions on?
They're making it too easy. Okay, bill number 20-015 to follow.
Okay, my next one is for an alley vacation. This one is at 3019 Marsh. The applicant is a Daniel Neff. He is asking, he actually owns the property at 3019 Marsh, and he owns the vacant lot that is directly behind his home. There's an alley that runs between the 2 lots. He would like to build a garage on the back lot, but since it is a residential neighborhood, you cannot have a garage on a lot unless there's a house and a garage there. So in order to accomplish this, he's asking us to vacate the alley, do a minor subdivision to create the two lots into one. That is the reason for the alley vacation itself. The alley is, where he's at is directly in the middle of the alley, so he'll have to vacate just his section. It opens on both ends, so he will not landlock anybody other than himself, in a sense. He has obtained 2/3 signature of all of his neighbors that touch the land. There are no objections from anybody. The Board of Public Works does need to maintain a utility easement on the alley, so he is aware that he built in the alley itself. This did go through Planning and Zoning May 21st. There was no objections from Planning and Zoning to move to council.
You received any information, anybody in your area? Questions? And that'll be Bill 20-013 to follow. And next item.
And my last item is the approval of the 5-year capital improvement budget book. This also came through Planning and Zoning May 21st. Every department was able to present their section. The only major change in the book was the Board of Public Works did do a minor adjustment on some of their numbers. They were discussed to us the day of the meeting, and then Mr. Munslinger did email us over the changes, and they were all presented to you tonight for your review. Just they went down some numbers, went up in some numbers, but there was nothing super major. We just wanted you all to have those to review. And it was approved at Planning and Zoning as well.
Good. Any questions on that? Resolution 2263-20 to follow. Very good.
Thank you so
Thanks. Council, at this time, we have before us Bill number 20-011. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading. Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Motion and a second. Yes, we got it?
Heard you twice.
I said. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Bill number 20-011, an ordinance revising Chapter 4, Animals, Article 4, Dogs and Cats, Section 4-112, Cats Running at Large, as contained in the revised ordinances of the City of Hannibal. First reading.
Okay, now we have before us Bill number 20-012. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Bill number 20-012, an ordinance revising Chapter 7, Buildings and Building Regulations, Article 6, Building Demolition, Section 7370, License, as contained in the revised ordinances of the City of Hannibal. First reading.
We now have before us Bill number 20-013. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Bill number 20-013, an ordinance vacating a portion of an alley lying in McMaster subdivision, Hannibal, Missouri, Marion County. First reading.
Okay, we now have Bill number 20-014. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
Make the motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Bill number 20-014, an ordinance approving annexation of property located off of Stardust Drive into the city limits of Hannibal, Marion County, Missouri. First reading.
We have now before us Bill number 20-015. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Bill number 20-015, an ordinance approving annexation of property located off of Stardust Drive between Head Lane and Clover Road into the city limits of Hannibal, Marion County, Missouri. First reading.
Now have before us Bill number 20-016. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Bill number 20-016, an ordinance revising Chapter 2, Article 6, Division 2, Section 2-331, utility surcharge of the revised ordinances of the City of Hannibal. First reading.
We now have before us resolution number 2263-20. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
So move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Resolution number 2263-20, a resolution of the City of Hannibal, Missouri, approving and adopting the 5-year capital improvement program 2021 through 2025 for the City of Hannibal. Council members Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
Yes.
Councilmember Cogdill,
Yes.
and Mayor Harg.
Yes. I declare Resolution 2263-20 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have Resolution 2264-20. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Resolution number 2264-20, a resolution of the City of Hannibal authorizing the mayor to enter into a 3-year license agreement with Dutch Country General Store for usage of the official Hannibal logo in the amount of 0.5% of gross revenue derived from each item sold. Councilmembers Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
Yes.
Councilmember Cogdill,
Yes.
and Mayor Harg.
Yes. I declare Resolution 2264-20 duly approved and adopted on this day. Council, at this time, I'm requesting to go into closed session in accordance with RSMO 610.021, paragraph 2, admitting myself, council, city manager, city attorney, city clerk, chief of police, and Andy Dorian. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Councilmembers Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson, Councilmember Cogdill, and Mayor Harg.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for attending this evening and for those at home as well. Have a good night.